Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well on this Saturday. It's been pissing down here today in Perth, so maybe getting a little bit of the Melbourne or Eastern States weather. Today we're going to be talking about the Des Nations, okay, and especially from the Australia, so more aimed at the Aussies that are following or watching. What we're going to be talking about is the selection. So there's a lot of controversy, a lot of comments on Mitch Evans going over to the Des Nations this year for Australia. So we had someone else who was supposed to go over. That didn't end up happening. Ended up getting injured. So he was sent over with late notice. Okay, and obviously at his age, someone who's fairly young, being over to represent Australia now. You would think that most people would be very supportive of trying to help someone to, number one, represent their country, but number two, support that person from actually giving it a crack with such late notice, okay? And what I noticed is that with a lot of articles, a lot of videos going out there from various sites and publications, there's a few negative people out there, okay, or a few people that are trying to drag people down or really enjoy getting behind the keyboard and sticking a few words in there that aren't very encouraging. So talking about him getting flogged, or him being choking, or not doing well, or there was better people that should have gone, or they should have sent people with more experience, and all the rest of the bullshit that goes with that. And the first thing to be able to note is those people need to get their shit together, because trying to tear down other people isn't going to build you up, number one. But more importantly, looking at, there's a couple of ways you can look at it, okay, and what's happening. So yes, he's been over, he's sent at late notice, he's late, maybe he hasn't had as much experience. There's heaps of other people that could have had a heap more experience. But what it does do is really open someone's eyes when you expose them to larger amounts of competition, or more competitive people who are better, more successful with the sport, okay? And this goes for anything. This goes for your training, this goes for racing, this goes for work and career. You're only as good, you're only as successful as the people that you actually surround yourself with. Let me use this as an example. Let's look at all those guys that race only club days, okay? And most of you guys watching this are probably riders and racers. There's going to be some of you at a club level, state level, national level, maybe even international level who are tuning in, okay? Now, what you will know is that from racing at a club level, what happens is you'll have the guys at a club level that win all the races at a club level. They don't do any open events, they don't do any state rounds, they just ride at club level and they do really, really well at one track. Now, they think that they're doing pretty well and they're pretty good at riding, okay? Because all they do is surround themselves with other people that are riding at a club level. So on a club level, they're doing pretty well, okay? They're one gym session a week and they're getting on the bike once a fortnight is good enough for them to be able to do well, and they consider themselves to be successful. They're considering themselves to be able to be working hard, doing well, doing what's required, okay? Now, when those people at a club level then go and start competing with people at a state level, then they go, oh, holy shit, I thought I was training hard before, these guys are on another level, what are they doing, what do I need to do to be able to get there? Okay, and then they start to look at what they're doing. Okay, maybe they're getting on the bike once or twice a week, maybe they're training 2 or 3 times a week in the gym. Okay, so that really opens their eyes and enlightens them to the new standard of riding and racing that they didn't even know existed. Then this happens again when racers, and you've probably seen this before, we've all seen this, where racers go from a state level to a national level. They dominate on a state level. They kill it. They do really, really well, consistently up the front, and then they go and compete on a national level, and they're nowhere to be seen, battling to score points. Okay, and this is because, again, they're surrounding themselves with state-level success, state-level people who have a certain routine which gets them to where they are. When they go to a national level, that opens their eyes to harder competition, different ways of training, how much harder they can actually push and how much harder they can actually work. Then this happens again when you go from a national level to an international level. So we have all the guys at a national level. They're all hanging around with all the other national level guys and racing with them. So they compare their success and their routines with the other guys that are competing at a national level. All right? And then what happens then is when they go and ride on an international level, they go, oh, holy shit, these guys have stepped it up again. These guys are doing more training. These guys are riding harder. These guys are doing things a shitload better, a shitload more successfully than what I am at a national level. I thought I was working hard, but now I've seen these other guys, I know that I can work a shit ton harder than what I am. And what that does is continues to enlighten you. So you have these all the time as you're progressing with your riding, as you're progressing with your training, as you see what's around you. But the key thing to note here, you only compare your speed with the people that you surround yourself with. So if you're continuing to race at a certain level, you'll think that you're fast, or you'll think that you're doing well compared to the other people around you. But if you don't ever expose yourself to that more difficult competition, you're never really going to get better. You're only going to be good at a certain point. Now, it takes a lot of guts and a lot of courage, and especially like Mitch Evans, in this example, to be able to step out of that comfort zone and be the person that's not winning, that doesn't have all the glory, put your ego aside and put long-term success first, okay? And that means not doing well. That means not running up the front, okay? And that's how you grow, and that's how you become better, because it forces you to be a better racer, because you're surrounding yourself with better people. It forces you to step up to continually be up the front, okay? And that all comes down to ego, okay? If you want to be able to get better, surround yourself with better people, okay? Faster racers, faster riders, people who are doing it better than you. And it takes a lot of guts to be able to do that, because you're not getting all the glory from winning. You're not doing well, okay? You're at the back. So Mitch Evans, for example, okay, used to being up the front, used to winning races, used to doing well, having all the glory. Now he's gone to the MX Des Nations, and has been running top 20, okay? Or even further back, all right? Because he's opened himself up. He's put himself in an environment where he's put people in front of him. He's put himself into a situation where there's people there that are challenging his ability, okay? And then obviously that will happen again when he goes to Pro Lights, when he goes to Pro Open, when he goes to an international level. Now, you can take that two ways, or he can take that two ways. Number one, he can go, okay, this is shit, I'm not a good rider, I'm going to stick to national level and just ride because that's where I'm good and that's what I'm good at. Or he can take the lesson and go, okay, shit, there's 20 other blokes in front of me, or 19 other blokes in front of me that are doing a shit ton better than me. What the hell are they doing? I'm going to find out exactly what they're doing, because I'm going to start doing that. And then when you come back to the nationals, then being able to really kill it and really be able to step it up, because now he's got this newfound knowledge and he's stepped it up to another level. And I think this is one of the things that a lot of racers miss, not just on a national, international level, but on any level, okay? We see it all the time. People that are racing at a state level that do really, really super well, then they go to a national level, and they're miles behind. They're miles off the pace, okay? And they don't know why. All right, and that's because they're not subjecting themselves to the tighter competition. They're continually putting themselves in an environment where they are successful, where they're doing well, because it feels good and it feels awesome, and it's nice to come back and have everyone going, oh, you did well, and everyone's saying that you got the first or second, third place trophy and you're running up the front. It's tough to take when you're getting smoked, okay? Or when you're used to running up the front and now you're running top 20, okay? You're struggling to get into the top 20 and just score points. That is really tough to take. But that is one of the things mentally that you need to decide. Long term, do you want to be successful, or do you just want to be good? Okay? And that's what sorts the good from the great is. If you want to be great and you want that long-term success, you need to be able to expose yourself to harder competition, making things hard for yourself, making sure that you're the dumbest or slowest person in the room or in the race. Okay? That's not how you get better. When you want to go to races, you want to make sure that there's a shit ton of other faster guys in there, and that chances are you are going to get beaten, because that's going to push you forward. If you're continually racing with people that you're flogging or miles ahead of, you're not going to get better. You're just going to settle. You're not going to have that push. And the same goes with your training as well. If you don't have someone who's pushing you with the training, who's setting a new standard for your training, you're not going to improve as well as what you need to, okay? A lot of the people we have on our program, on our motorsport development program, so our entry-level program, think that they're fit already before they start the training. Okay, they've been doing exercise. They're like, yes, I'm fit, but when I still get on the bike, I can't. I'm not fit. I don't feel good. Okay, it's because they're not fit. They think they're fit, and the only reason they think they're fit is because they're comparing themselves to other people around them. They might be comparing themselves to their mate that doesn't do any training at all. They might be comparing themselves to before when they didn't do any training, okay? Fitness is all relative, and same with success in racing is all relative to the people that you surround yourself with. So you need to make sure that you're setting the standard for yourself. That's the whole purpose of having a coach with your riding and racing, or having other people to be able to race with. That's the whole purpose of having a coach with your training, because when you have a coach with your training, they help you to lift that bar and show you where that peak level of fitness is. Most people don't know where their peak level of fitness is. I've never spoke to someone, okay, that goes to the gym that tells me they aren't fit. Everyone thinks that they do some sort of exercise that automatically means they're fit, when it's not, okay? It's only subject to what you think fitness is and the people that you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with an AFL football team and then you do your exercise and training, you might not be fit. Then if you compare your exercise program against someone who doesn't do any exercise, okay, then obviously you're going to be pretty fit. But everyone thinks that they're fit, okay? It's the standard of fitness that's important, all right? Going to the gym doesn't mean that you're fit. Okay, it means you do exercise. What we need to do is have tests and have benchmarks in place to be able to make sure that your training, to make sure that your racing is correlating over well to race day. Okay, and that's all about being able to have a coach, someone to be able to push you and show you where that next standard is, show you where that next level is. Because a lot of people get that in racing. They think that they're at the highest level, but they're not. There's more there that they're not doing. Okay, there's things that they're missing out on, things that are stopping them from being able to get the next level, and that's what they need to be able to focus on. Okay, they need to be able to subject themselves to stiffer competition, harder competition, people that are going to beat them, people that are going to put them in uncomfortable positions that's not going to make them look good, okay? And that's where long-term success comes from. Being able to do the things that no one else does, okay? A lot of people get comfortable with their racing. They get comfortable with what they're doing. They get comfortable with where they're coming. And they like it. They get used to being up the front. And they feel like they're going backwards when they try and step up a level, when they have to start from the bottom again. They feel like they're going backwards with their training, okay? Or backwards with their racing when they're not, okay? The thing that comes before success is all the hard yards, okay? And that means putting yourself into shitty positions, shitty situations to be able to push you forward, okay? And that's something that from the Des Nations that I picked up with Mitch Evans is there's two ways that he can take it. But if he chooses to take the learnings from it, he's going to go, okay, there's 19 other guys out there that are quicker than me. What the hell are they doing? How can I implement this stuff over the next few months before pre-season so that I can get cracking for next year, ready to go for the MX Nationals and be miles ahead of everyone else, okay? Use it as a learning curve, and that's what we need to be able to do. You need to be able to find the learnings in everything that you're not successful with, okay? So if you consider there's never really any failures, okay? There's only learnings. You either do well and you succeed, you know it worked. Either you do well and you fail, or it doesn't work, you take that as feedback. You go, okay, why didn't it work? What haven't I done? What are these other guys doing that have already achieved it? Copy exactly what they're doing and get the same result, okay? It's really that simple. You just need to be able to put the work in. You need to be able to put your emotions and your ego aside and just be able to focus on what you want, okay? Do you want to be the person that's known for winning races short term, for doing well and have all the glory? Or do you want to be the person that puts themselves in shitty situations, be the person that doesn't get all the glory, doesn't get all the attention, but is chasing the long-term success, okay? And that's a decision you need to make. Which one do you want? Do you want long-term success or short-term glory to give you a short-term emotional high? And that's up to all you racers. That's what you need to be able to choose. What do you want? Number one, number two, okay? And once you've made that decision, then actually being able to do the work. Not just listening to my live streams or listening to my videos to help pump up your tires and make you feel good, but actually implementing this stuff. Go out and do the work, okay? What are you going to do to put yourself in a shitty situation, to put yourself in a situation that's not going to favour you, to be able to help you grow? Where's your next bit of growth going to be coming from? So that's some things for you guys to be able to think about and be able to implement. Just something that I thought about with all this stuff with the Des Nations going on in Australia and being able to pick the team. And all the people on there that are commenting and saying that he hasn't done well, there was heaps of better people. Yes, maybe there was, okay? And that's all debatable. But at the end of the day, really, he's had the opportunity of a lifetime because he's exposed himself to faster races. All those other races haven't had that experience. And when you get that experience, it tells you what's at the next level. It tells you how to get there. It gives you insight into what's happening. So it's really the best thing that could have possibly happened for him. So have a great weekend, guys. I might see you tomorrow. Train hard, race hard. Any questions, post them below. See you guys.